Welcome to the ultimate long-haul rebuild. We're taking Schalke all the way from the chaos of German second division to the bright lights of Champions League glory. No shortcuts, no season limit, just pure graft, smart decisions, and the 4-3-3 tiki-taka masterpiece guiding us back to the top. We start as promotion hopefuls, becoming Bundesliga underdogs, and fighting to turn a fallen giant into a European powerhouse once again. If you like impossible missions, dramatic rebuilds, and football played the way it's meant to be sure to leave a like and subscribe, follow the journey below, and once again, the tactic and rebuild file are instantly available on the Patreon, where this month we've got 25% off. So make sure you come and check it out because we have got over 18 exclusive perks for Patreon members. Let's get into it. So then, looking at this rebuild, looking at Schalke as a whole, they are a big team in Germany, right? They're a team with a massive name, a massive reputation, and a side that, to be honest, is actually quite sad to see where they're at the moment. Now, when you look at them actually in the game, for example, number one, finances. They are a team that has got £84 million of remaining debt. Their overall balance is only sitting at around about £11 million. So this is not a club that you really start to rebuild for the money, is it? It's some club which, you know, later on down the line with a promotion to the Bundesliga, for example, and then maybe a sort of safe season in the Bundesliga, we will start to clear this debt and get more money. But for season one, we are not going to be signing any players because we purely do not really have the budget. Now, as an actual club, facility-wise, they've got a good stadium, a good pitch condition, average corporate facilities, excellent training, excellent youth, excellent academy coaching. So this video will have quite a direct sort of set idea of looking at the young players coming through, purely because we might not have the biggest budgets. So the way that I'm going to try and get some of these players actually into the team that are going to be our Bundesliga winners, hopefully, and dare I say, Champions League winners, will be from the players that we produce. And that is quite a luck-driven vibe. Like, I've got to rely on us generating talent. That always doesn't happen. And whatever this says, sometimes you just don't get the run of the green. So we'll see what happens. But please be aware, I will be checking every season exactly what we've got coming in, because that will be our path to glory, in my opinion. Now, looking at the club history, a club founded in 1904. They are one of the most easily recognisable German teams. 7 Bundesliga titles, 1 Europa League, people forget about that, 5 Pokals, 4 second Bundesliga trophies, 1 League Cup, and a couple others there. They are genuinely they're an absolute diamond on FM. Everybody loves to rebuild them. Everybody thinks the project is exciting. And why wouldn't you? It's an absolute rebuild dream. Now, going over to what we're playing in, we were playing actually in the Bundesliga and the Pokal. I've already played the first season because I know how long this is going to be. It's going to be a serious challenge. And I want to start this video off in detail when we're in the top flight where we belong. So I've done it in the first season. Therefore, we are going to go over results. We are going to go over what happened and actually see exactly what we've got to work with going into next season. So, I mean, looking at the Pokal, we actually got all the way to the final, which I'm quite impressed with. The sad thing, I guess, if you want to be picky, is that we probably could have beaten a team like Wolfsburg, considering if you look at the teams that we could have played. So, in the semis, we get past Cologne. In the quarters, where are Bayern? Just out of interest, where are Bayern? That's what I was looking for. Bayern Munich. Am I being blind? Where are FC Bayern? Oh my, wow. They lost 4-1 to Hoffenheim in the second round. So, and also Dortmund went out. So to be honest with you, if there was a year where this Pokal was almost like, not guaranteed, but, you know, here you go, mate, have a little Pokal, it would have been this year. So a little bit gutted that we don't actually manage to make that happen. As for the Bundesliga, I can't be angry because we've got the most goals, the most possession. We were the team to beat in this division. No surprise there at all. You look at it, 26 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses. We win it by 22 points. So, to be honest with you, even if we wouldn't have, you know, to be honest, we could have lost double the amount of games. Being harsh, but very true, we could have lost easily double the amount of games and still got promoted. So at the end of the day, that is why I've made the sort of executive decision to play this season, because I do genuinely think that it was going to be a bit of a walk in the park, and it actually was. So we jump right in to the new season, the fresh Bundesliga season, season 2 technically. We've already sort of seen what our money looks like, but let's go and see exactly what we've got to spend. In terms of money to spend, apparently we've got 7 million. We actually have a budget of 24 million. Now, it's not bad, it's not great. It's decent, but we're not exactly going to be able to create miracles with that, let me tell you that. Now, very importantly, we obviously go and look at our squad, see what we've got to work with going into our first Bundesliga season. By the way, you'll see here, data hub-wise, we're exceptional. 2.4 goals a game, 1 goal conceded, 15 shots a game, 92% pass completion. We are now doing that in the Bundesliga, which is, you know, I imagine it's going to be a lot more sort of tight-knit in my opinion. But looking at the actual team, and we're going to put it in as the best 11 together and see what we've got. So we'll go filtered by best 11, best 11. Okay, it's bugged. Why wouldn't it be bugged? So, I've just gone through and put through the best players in each position because the game apparently has still got a lot of issues going on, which, you know, doesn't surprise me. And again, at any part of this video, you want to grab all of these Patreon perks, which does include this tactic, all my rebuild files, console tactics, mobile tactics, set pieces, training, ad-free view and one-on-one tactical help, custom tactic creations, tactical tweaks, and believe it, a lot more. Make sure you come and check out the Patreon in the link below. There's getting on for 7,000 members over there now. And trust me, you do not want to miss out. We have got about 13 pieces of content coming out every week on that page. So make sure you go and check it out. But this tactic is actually yesterday's tactic channel tactic. It is a tiki-taka 4-3-3. So again, it is going to be a bit of an interesting vibe to see exactly what happens. As a team, we had a lot of people scoring goals. I mean, sadly, one of the players is unhappy. The other two are okay. But we are going to have 18 and 10. We've got 17 and 7, 15 and 11, even 9 and 7 is good. 7 and 1 is also very, very good. Assists-wise, we've got a lot of players chipping in. And as a team, the team is not awful. I mean, I get nightmares thinking of the name Karius, but he is our goalkeeper. We've got Becker. We've then got Hassan, Sanchez, Donkor. We've got Schlangenberg. We've got Al Fazozi. We've got Poraf, Sila, Younes, and Gomis up front. Is it a team that can survive the Bundesliga by itself? I don't know. I do think there's certain players in this team, to be honest, the entire front line, I think are actually quite talented players. But I don't know how much we've actually got in the locker, how much we can actually survive. I mean, I think if we were to go and look at the prediction, we're probably favourites to go down. If we're being fair on ourselves, I would imagine that's what they probably predicted us at. It's up to me now to go and spend 24 million to try and strengthen. Now, usually, I go down a path of strengthening up the back line before the attack. This team, I might get on a different route. I might actually go for a couple midfield players because if we look at the players we've got on the bench, for example, they're not the best. But right back, we do have a couple of right backs as rotation. Left back, we have got not really one identical. He can do it, but he's not exactly comfortable. Centre backs, we've got absolutely loads. DMs, we've got a couple, but 2 of them aren't exactly great. AMs, again, it's okay. Midfield players, I feel like we could do with a few more. Wingers, we seem to have quite a fair few. And strikers also have got a fair few. Now, when I highlight these players and say we've got a fair few, I'm not saying they're good players by any means of the imagination, but they are players. And at the end of the day, for the first season in the Bundesliga, our second season technically, this is all about survival. I'm not expecting to go and win it. I'm not expecting to get in the top 2, top 3, top 4. I want to survive. I do think there's a world where we can actually get inside the top 12, but time's going to tell. And sometimes time isn't a pleasant thing. Well, we have gone down a free agent path because it was actually more sensible to get bodies in, and we couldn't really afford many bodies when we actually spent money. So I've converted all of the transfer budget into a wage budget, and signing one is going to be Antonio Gallo. Now, this guy looks really, really good, to be honest. He's got good pace, good acceleration, ridiculous crossing. He comes into the Bundesliga, yes, the Bundesliga, and picks up 9 assists, dropping a 7.48. So to be honest with you, in terms of players, this is probably one of the left backs that I never would be able to afford because he was on the free. I snapped him up. Yes, I know he's 27, but for a first season, he adds a certain element of security. And of course, I needed a left back anyway. Jonathan Panzo is going to come in, again, a bit on the older side, but comes in again. A great average rating, really steps in and impresses me personally. We're looking at a player here with very well-rounded physical stats, decent tackling. You could maybe demand a little bit more out of, you know, his passing, stuff like that, but even that's not bad. 12 passing's quite good, to be honest. He's a player that costs me nothing, holds a value now of £5 million, not too demanding on the wages, and quite clearly walks his way into the team. Already strengthened the backline twice. And then we pick up Esposito. I looked at the attack, and I do like the attack, but let's just say this. This guy contributes 17 goals this season. He costs me nothing. He is worth £12 million. He is a bit of a link-up player, I'll be honest. He's not the quickest, but with the composure, the first touch, the finishing, the passing, the technique, he is your average deep-lying forward player, which is good for this tactic, isn't it? So, at the end of the day, someone like Esposito is, again, a player that I never usually would go out and sign, but when he's on the free, you've got to really bend your morals sometimes and pick up players that aren't on your bucket list. And that's no dig against Esposito, because he has done really, really well, but he's not on my Christmas list. And the same would be said for Sangante, I believe so you say that. He is, again, a very good player to have. He plays 33 games, drops just below a 7 rating. He does a job, and I think that's the real key element I'm trying to get across here. Firstly, he's worth 22 million, so even from a business point of view, it made sense. He's not demanded on wages at all. He can play in 2 positions. He's very well rounded, and to be fair, this is what I want to make very clear. This is a window to just get bodies in, just get players in, and I think we've actually gone a level above that. They're not bad players, they're not world class, but these are players that I would genuinely consider being able to keep me up easily in the Bundesliga. And the only money we spend is on this guy, £62,000. He looks really, really good. Good tackling, good crossing, quite quick on the ball, good fitness, good stamina. You know, a really good Colombian right back. Again, a bit on the older side, but he comes into the Bundesliga and drops a 7.44. So every player we have brought in has actually been to really shape up that back line, apart from Esposito. And I think this is a perfect foundation. The midfield, I looked at again. They're not great rotations, but they're probably good enough for one season. So yes, there's a touch of element of risk here, isn't there? Because I have put all my eggs in sort of the defensive basket, apart from the striker. And we have loaned out some players as well. But we've only spent 62k, which is incredible for the finances. Every player we've got here is not too demanding on wages, and they all hold a value, which means we can sell them for money. But the question is, I'm not here to build the next enterprise. I'm here to win trophies. And obviously, the big one's the Champions League. And I need top 4 to get in the Champions League. So, are we going to even be playing in it next year? I don't even know. Well, as for the Pokal, we are not going to be in the final, unlike last season. We get knocked out against Mainz in the semi-final. Now, did we beat any real big teams? Not there. The third round, not really there. The second round, not really there. So, yeah, another missed opportunity in my opinion. We didn't really stand out in any of the competitions. To be honest, Stuttgart really were the strongest team. I would predict they've done quite well in the league as well. Well, let's see if Stuttgart did have that good season. I don't know where we've finished, but as you can see right now, we've not really stood out in any of the stats. So God knows where we've finished. We are going to finish in... Okay, third place. I mean, I'll take that. That was not to be expected. Again, it's the typical thing that happens in this FM. You've got one team on joint points, and you got two teams within 4 points. So things are looking pretty close. Stuttgart did have a good season in 6th as well. Leipzig win the Bundesliga in Season 2. Who won it last year? Was it Bayern? It was Bayern Munich. Or was that this year? This is bugged again. We can't use half the game, can we? It really is something. But overall, we know where we've finished. We can be happy with it. I just wish there was certain things in this game that weren't as bugged, because as a player, as a creator, whatever you want to say, just being able to click buttons is quite basic. It's a common need. But looking at the team, obviously we are going to have a new look team, really, when you look at the people coming in. Again, we can't actually use this button. I'm going to ignore that even exists in the game, because it obviously doesn't. Looking at the goals, though, they have dropped off, but they haven't dropped off in a bad way, because we're now in the Bundesliga. We are not going to score as many goals, and to be honest with you, I'm quite quite happy we've got one player with 20 goals in the Bundesliga. I didn't think it would be possible. You've got Esposito with 11, really, really good. You've got Keenan there with 7. Assist-wise, you've got a lot of people chipping in. Our best player is actually going to go to, I don't think he played too many games, did he? So I'm actually going to give that to Garlo, who is actually our new left-back, who picked up 3 and 9. So do you know what? To be fair to the lad, he's done exceptionally well. And this team, on paper, might not look like much, but we're a team that have got Champions League football. And that should mean one thing. Can you guess what? Should mean money, and it does mean money, because we have been given a total budget of £48 million. Now, I don't think we're going to do anything in the UCL. I'm not sounding negative. It's our first season. I think we can expect maybe at a push to get into the knockout playoff rounds. That is a big push, because we are nowhere near ready. And even with 90 million, I don't know if we'd do it. So with 48, I don't know what we're going to do. Anybody actually interested in any of the club stuff, we are chiseling away at this debt. You know, we've taken 30 million off the debt, and things are looking up. And I mean very up. But before we go into that transfer window, looking at the results from this season, we were actually a bit of a drawing machine when it comes to some of the games. If we wouldn't have had such a rough spell from January to March, I think we probably, mate, we could have been in for a title charge, to be honest. Being very honest with you, we started off so hot, so there is mad potential in this squad. Well, we are going to have an outgoing. It is going to be our right back. He takes a move to Al Etafik for 4.1 million. So we have made about basically 4 million, more than that. 4.9 million we've made, actually, and that is not bad for business. Now, he is replaceable at right back. I wouldn't have probably sold him just for one more season, but if he wants to go, it is a bit of a pay rise. I don't blame him. We also sell this guy. He's a bit of an under-19 player. We get 400k for him, so more money in our pockets. We'll take it. And I've gone very big here because this man cost me 18.8 million. It's a big investment, but he has had a big return. A 6.98 in the Bundesliga, a 7.10 in the UCL. He is a ridiculously well-rounded player. A player that, to be honest with you, is worth double of what we have spent on him. He's not demanded on wages. He's versatile, young, and already playing well. I don't regret it. Back to the freebies. We are going to pick up another midfield player in Matthias. He comes in, and again, a very good midfield player. A bit of a backup vibe. He only plays 15 games the entire season in the Bundesliga. He's nowhere near as good as the previous man, but he cost me nothing. Low wages. Can sell him for close to 10 million. I am still thinking smart when it comes to money. And the next player is going to blow your minds, because I have got Jadon Sancho, a return to the Bundesliga on the free. Now, the downside here is his wages, 200k a week, but he comes in, he scores 5 goals and 4 assists in the Champions League. It's 14 and 7 when it comes to the Bundesliga. And at the end of the day, we've got to be sensible here, because if this guy comes in and he's carrying the front line, I'll obviously keep him. But if he isn't, I can cash in easily 40 million. That can literally transform an entire transfer window for this club. It's common sense to make these moves. So although it's a lot of money and he's got a bit of a reputation, Jadon Sancho is a nightmare to defend when he's in form, and I can get the most out of him. And clearly we have. So welcome, Jadon. And this one's just as mental, because Layman's is going to be coming on loan and joining permanently. So, yeah, we have got a very, very strong goalkeeper. He comes in and aces the Bundesliga, aces the Champions League, and he is a mental keeper for us to have. He is a 4 out of 5 star player. This is a goalkeeper that, you know, top clubs in world football will want. And the fact we have attracted him, and we've attracted Sancho, and we've attracted, for example, this man in midfield, I mean, it is a ridiculous window. And the fact we made profit on both of our outgoings, the business has been nothing but simply beautiful this season. It's been so good. Time will tell. The Champions League, I said the best we could do was a league phase performance, and yes, just about we do get into the playoffs. So, do we win the playoffs? Do we beat the playoff team? We do. 5-3 over Porto. Going into the round of 16, where do you know what? I'm going to take that. We do concede 9 over 2 legs, but we're playing Real Madrid. We scored 5. So that game was purely just an open floodgate match across both legs. That's not embarrassing in my opinion. I'll take that for a first season. Especially when you factor in we're going to be in a Pokal final against Borussia Dortmund. A very, very, very tough game. And the way that we do win this game, and yes, we do win this game, is decided from a very unfortunate set of events. Firstly, nothing unfortunate about that from Garlo. Great work rate, but yeah. We win it by an own goal. But do I care? Of course I don't care, because that game that we won was a very boring game, and that could have gone against us quite easily. So I'll take the bit of luck on the day. That is going to be our first Pokal lift. Now, did we beat any big teams to get to the final? Mainz, not really. Augsburg, not really. Bochum, not really. Hertha, not really. So it's a spoon-fed trophy. I'll take it. Bundesliga. Again, no key stats in our favour. It is going to go to the hands of Frankfurt. We're only 2 points behind, so we are actually doing very well here because we're improving, and now we're playing Champions League football, and we got to a Pokal final, which we obviously did win. So we've got to a really late stage of a Pokal, of course, the final. We've played more Champions League games than ever because we've never played in it this rebuild, and we're only 2 points off the title. So very unorthodox that Frankfurt have won it. Bayern find themselves down in 5th place. I don't know who they've got as manager. They are going to have, okay, not who I'd expect. But the team on paper, look who is top in the charts. The best player probably in the team when it comes to goal output, it is actually, and assists, I believe, Jadon Sancho, the man that gets so much stick, and sometimes deservedly so, is not getting stick in this rebuild because the guy is an absolute menace. 36 goal contributions, 27 from Esposito, Keenan with 13 and 5, 11 and 7 for Aris, Sealer 10 and 4, 5 and 8 for Miramon. We've got Schlangenberg 4 and 1, 4 and 12 for Garlo, Gruger 3 and 10, 3 and 5 for Alpha Zozi. This team are really impressing me. Really impressing me. We look at the roles, for example. Lehmann's drops a very good average rating, as does most of the team, to be honest with you. I could not be much happier with this team, and I genuinely mean that. And I mean, at the end of the day, let's just see if this does work now, shall we? Come on, SI, this is a chance to make your game look really, really improved. 3, 2, 1. Let's go and check the budget. So, the budgets are going to be a staggering 66 million. So it's nice to see that we are getting backed. You know, the more that we do, the more that we improve, the money is going up. And traditionally, that is what happens in world football. So as a whole season, we're doing quite good things, you know. The data hub is looking acceptable for a team of our level. Second in the Bundesliga, Pokal winners, decent run in the Champions League. For anyone wondering, by the way, the money side of things, the debts and loans have been cleansed now. So yeah, we have done an immaculate job on that. We have been flawless when it comes to building a club, building a tactic, building transfers up. A lot of pressure going into the next window because now we have a certain element of progress. But at the end of the day, so far, the board are ecstatic, the supporters are ecstatic, and yeah, we've done nothing but perfection. Well, sadly, it is going to be time for Musa Sealer to move on. Now, this was a player that was at the club before. He's been a bit of an icon, really. He's been here from day one. Now, we sell him for 3.3 million. That is actually a 1.3 million pound profit. So, in terms of players we're selling, we are still yet to lose money. I'm going to keep that record up, hopefully. The confirmation of Lehmann's is going to be very, very, very much here. £14 million is all that it cost me to get Lehmann's. The last time I checked, that's what I like to call daylight robbery. In terms of we've robbed them, because why they'd sell him, I don't know, but I can tell you one thing. I'll take him. Great replacement. Sasha Bowie is going to come in for free. Not a single penny spent once again. Fantastic right back, played for some very, very big clubs, and a player at the end of the day that I think can come in and have a positive impact at this club. He's quick, can put in a cross, he's got good aggression, good bravery, good tackling, good work rate, great stamina, quite strong for not the biggest guy in the world. And yeah, he can also play left back. So when you look at players that are experienced, I'm looking at players that can come in and help me push on into the Champions League. A guy that's played with some pretty big teams in his past career. Why would you not get him? Bit of a gamble picking up a Scotsman. Tommy Conway, £22 million. Now, I'll say one thing, okay? He gives me Harry Kane vibes, and I don't know why really, but he just does. Now, Champions League, 11 goals and 1 assist. Bundesliga, 14 and 6. I don't even know if there's many Scotsmen in the Bundesliga, but if there isn't, maybe they want to start looking. Another free signing in Valerie. He is going to come in, a 30-year-old wingback, purely brought in for squad depth reasons, and he dropped a 7.61 in the Champions League and a 7.28 in the Bundesliga. Again, these sort of free agent players are not the most future-proof players. I'm fully much aware of that, but they are players that have an instant impact and that can be sold on. And if I was to sell this guy, I'd like to think I could get at least 9 million for him, and that's 9 million that we never had. This is how you clear clubs' financial issues. Then we pick up Malik. This guy is sensational. He can play across the entire back three if he is trained early enough. In this save, he's 27, so he will purely be a centre-back. He cost me, I think it was 18 million. Coming in from Bayern again. We are the better team than Bayern now in the Bundesliga, so it's quite weird that we're poaching their players. This guy will be an absolute gem to have in the back line. He plays almost every game in the Bundesliga, does very, very well. Again, it's a very low-risk signing because obviously he's been playing in Germany. Therefore, I go to him and say basically, look, mate, you're playing well. Come and play for the best team in Germany. That's us. And of course he signs. Money, not too bad when it comes to wages. Is he worth much more than what we spent on him? Not really. Probably not a business move, but a move for performance, hopefully. And that does complete this incredible, incredible window. I mean, Lehmann's actually come from Marseille, not Manchester United. So he's been moving about a fair bit. And to be honest with you, I think we have strengthened so many areas of this pitch. We've done such a good job. And again, it's so hard to carry on improving. But dare I say we've done it again? For the Champions League, we are going to improve. We still are going to be forced to play in the knockout playoff rounds where we go to and we beat Porto 6-2. So very, very good there. The round of 16... we beat Juventus 3-1. This is the furthest we have been. The quarterfinals, we get a bit lucky and play Galatasaray, a 3-1 win. The semi-finals, we've beaten Barcelona. We are heading into a Champions League final against Newcastle. Now, if you look at the teams that are in this Champions League, this might be our golden chance to get it done. And we are going to start off in this Champions League final by going 1-0 down in 4 minutes. That is right. It's not a great start. Jolinton doing the celebration there. I don't like that in front of our fans. That's disgusting, that is. But we are going to go 1-0 down inside of 4 minutes. Now, this is a test of our mental strength. Now, I will go on to say that this is into the second half now. 45 minutes on the clock. And we are playing some liquid football. Or soccer, depending on where you're from. Valerie down the left-hand side. Sort of toying with his man there, takes him on eventually, a little nutmeg there, goes alone. I don't know what happened there, but Sancho is going to make it 1-1. And at this part of the game, anything could have happened. Guess what happened? Have a little guess. Use the wonderful Football Manager brain. What could be the most nerve-wracking way? Yeah. Penalties. We are going all the way through to penalties. And what a statement for Lehmann's. It's not a statement for Lehmann's. It's a great goal there from Voltmade to make it 1-0 in the penalty shootout. Esposito, a man brought in for very limited money, if any, and a big responsibility on the young man's shoulders. And it's in. I say young man, he's about 29 now. But it's a very good penalty. Hull. What's he got against Lehmann's? Lehmann's has got such a chance here to make himself known as one of the best in the world, and he doesn't. It's a great penalty from Hull, and so far the penalties have been simply lovely. We are now going to see Keenan step up, a player that has been performing really well and getting better year in, year out. Steps and scores, same place. Look at the celebration from Lehmann's. This penalty shootout has been all about the takers and not the goalkeepers today. Gordon on the spot. The world at his feet, Gordon, and the world going into the back of the net. A great penalty into the bottom left. Who have we got? Jadon Sancho. If there was one man that I would not want to miss a penalty, it would be Jadon Sancho. He steps up. We lose the Champions League. I couldn't even watch it. I couldn't even watch the rest of it. For those that are interested, he misses. They then score with Xavi Simons. Then we miss again. So it's not only on Jadon Sancho, but I just feel so bad for him because he's been playing so well. And that had to be him, didn't it? As we also lose on penalties in the Super Cup, we simply cannot win a penalty shootout. this is not ideal because that's 2 trophies that we've now missed on. Now, we're not going to be anywhere near the final because we actually go out in the second round against Leipzig. Now, they are a very, very good team in the Bundesliga, in German football, sorry, in general, but we have been consistently semi-finalists, finalists. So to go out in the same season that I have lost 2 finals on penalties, the only way this could get worse is if we've got out the top 4 in the Bundesliga. That would probably make it the worst season I've ever had in a Football Manager. Tell you something, it's diabolical. I'm disgusted. We are literally 1 point off going out the top 4. We're 2 points. You know, Leipzig weren't far behind. Even Köln weren't far behind. You could also argue that we weren't far behind Frankfurt. There isn't much in any of it, to be honest with you. But yeah, we scraped top 4. We lose 2 finals on penalties. We get knocked out of the second round in the Pokal. This might have a real negative impact on our transfer budget, which would halt our progress. The interesting thing, we're the best team when it comes to possession and goals being scored. So it's telling me maybe the back line needs a bit more money put into it. Luckily for us, we've got 70 million already. Have we got any more? We have. We've got 78 million pounds. Now, I don't even really need to go and look at the team because I know exactly where this needs to be spent. I genuinely believe it needs to go on the back line. Now, I'm not going to waste my money. If there's no players that I can sign in the back line, I will look at other areas because now these are the crucial seasons, you know. We're now going into what I believe is season 5. Usually that's where all my rebuilds end. We're not going to end today until we win the Champions League. I said in my head we're going to win this by season 8. That's what I predicted, and I still think we can do that, but we need to make sure that one-off Champions League final isn't a one-off forever. We now need to bare minimum get to the semis next year, and that will tell me that we're a team that can at least get to the latter stages every single season. If we drop out in the round of 16 or the league phase, that's luck what happened this year. That's luck. For 25 million, we couldn't really sign too many people for the back line because there just simply isn't that many people about that I think are a clear improvement that we could actually afford. But Tobias Galiskin is a player that I think will improve us going forward, and he actually does. He steps into the Bundesliga, 14 goals, 7 assists. He's a player that I think is a bit of a, well, he's a well-known player, isn't he? A lot of people like him. And I think, to be honest with you, for what we paid for him, we've got a very good output. Now, I can already see that he is wanted by Sunderland, which I don't think he would ever accept. If he's going to Sunderland, we must have had a diabolical season. For 26 million, we also welcome in Joshua Kwashi. Now, this guy does strengthen the back line. He's a bit younger, German talent, very good player, very well-rounded, not too expensive. Plays a lot of games at the back for us in this season, Champions League and Bundesliga, and it's quite a reserved season, to be honest, in terms of spend. We actually only spent £51 million, so a lot less than what we actually could have spent. Now, we do obviously have some outgoings. These are players that aren't really doing much anymore, like Alpha Zozi, for example. He goes on the free. Hassan, he goes on the free. Matthias, he goes for 250k. That is pure profit. So once again, I believe we have not actually we have never actually let a player go where we have not made profit. Never. Well, the Champions League, we're not going to be in the final. Now, I said if we're anything below the semis, it may have been a fluke last year. And we go out in the quarters 5-1 against Barcelona. Now, the round of 16, we take down Juventus again. And the league phase, we are actually now out of the playoffs. So maybe we've not fallen off completely, but I do think last year was definitely a little bit of a fluke because there's no chance we're already a Champions League final side. Unlike last year, we can celebrate one thing at bare minimum. We can celebrate the Pokal. We are going to win that over Frankfurt. And we actually, do you know what? The game, I'd say we dominate. We have more shots, more XG, more shots off target, more possession, more corners. Just a better team, to be honest with you. Now, again, I feel like we've been spoon-fed some of these Pokals. Do we take out anyone big? Leipzig are a big team. They've done us a few times. Yeah, okay, this is a lot more. Okay, do you know what? Give me the trophy. We take down Bayern, we then get given Dortmund, we then get given Leipzig. It's like taking down 3 armies. We deserve that trophy, and I tell you what, if we would have lost it, I would have been livid. The Bundesliga. The big Bundesliga. We are going to finish in second place by a point. The Bundesliga, we lose by a point this time, and I believe it was 2 points last season. What? Okay, do you know what? I'm not going to click any buttons from now on. I think it was second last season, not 2 points last season, if my memory is right. What is going on? Does this work? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Am I being stupid here? I think it was 2 points. I do apologise. I'm working with scraps here, really. That is mental. But yes, this is getting closer, isn't it? So I do think, to be honest with you, Champions League just to one side for a second. If we have a good transfer window, I do think we can obviously win this Bundesliga probably next year based off what we're doing so far. It is clear progression. And at the end of the day, the season preview, we have not got a single player in that Dream 11, which is mental considering we are second. But do you know what? Not a bad season. Not a bad season at all. Winners in the Pokal, second in the Bundesliga. The Champions League, I'm very mixed emotions about it because I don't think we've fallen off to a point where I'm that worried, but we're definitely not a Champions League final team. Money-wise, we are going to have a big budget of £128 million. Now, that's the benefit of cleaning the debts because now they're putting more money back in and probably getting themselves into more debt, but we've got £128 million. Now, that can get me game-changing players. Where are they going to be playing though? Well, those game-changing players, they could come in a variety of areas. I mean, to be honest with you, there is a world where we need to go and pick up a brand new right midfielder, a brand new striker. If we're talking about Champions League quality players, there is still a lot of improvement in this team. And I think we've improved this team tenfold already. So yes, there's an element of pressure on me. Yes, it's going to be hard to sign players. But yes, we've got over 120 million. So no excuses my end at all. There is no reason why I can't go out and sign 3 or 4 players here that can push me at bare minimum into Bundesliga winners and bare minimum into a UCL semi-final. There's no excuse my end. No excuse. Oh, £50 million. We are going to welcome in Victor Blanco. He is going to be a serious player. He's worth 140 million, apparently. Not sure how accurate that is, but he's only 21. He is a super talent in midfield. And surprisingly, he doesn't play too many games for us because this is a player more for his potential. But even at his current state, I think he should have played more games. But this is actually an investment for the future. It's one hell of an investment, though. 50 million. £33 million, we welcome in Lucas Hogsberg. This is a man that I genuinely think can be a Bundesliga winning right back. He is rapid, good crossing, good aggression, good tackling, good marking, good passing, good technique, good work rate, good teamwork, good positioning, good off the ball, good good leadership, good determinations, good decisions, pretty much good everything from this guy. He drops 12 assists in the Bundesliga. He plays every game. He plays a lot of Champions League games. He's 24. Worth 83 million. I think we found ourselves a bit of a diamond here. But just to show you this first, because the last signing we have got was an installment job. £100 million. Just to show you the finances are still fine. As we spend 105 million on Ethan Nwaneri. This guy is one of my favourite players ever in Football Manager. Ever. Yes, ever. He is ridiculous this year. 16-5 in the Bundesliga. 10-3 in the Champions League, 7.57 in the UCL, 7.4 in the Bundesliga. Can play 3 positions, 4 if you train him to play up front. He is what I like to call a football manager's dream. He is sensational. And to be frank, I'm not entirely sure where we've finished in the Bundesliga, but I think his individual qualities has boosted my goals by about 0.6. He's a demon. The Super Cup, we lose again on penalties. Oh my days, man. On penalties. We can't win a penalty shootout. It's an absolute joke. Do we dominate the game? We don't, but we deserved a fair run in. Esposito and Sancho. The Pokal, we are not going to be in the final. It's a Dortmund-Paderborn final. We are going to go out in the semi-us on penalties. I can't even talk. The Bundesliga. Now, have we won it? Because most goals, most possession, most clean sheets. Yes, we have, and we have won it comfortably, very comfortably, actually. Wow, by 22 points. We were that team. Bayern drew 10 games. No wonder why they weren't buying a win. Sorry, I've got to stop that. But we absolutely dominated it at the end of the day, and that is a much-deserved final Bundesliga trophy. So, if we've not won the Champions League, we know we're going to have a good budget to go again. So, do you know what? This actually might be the reason we are now competitive in the Champions League, because it will generate income at bare minimum. If we can get to a semi of a Champions League final or a final, even more cash, couple more seasons, I'll have that UCL. Mark my words. Well, the league phase is a lot more positive because we finish in second, just one place behind Real Madrid. We only lose one game in that league phase. The round of 16, we do have to play Copenhagen, which is a super easy leg, where we are going to beat them 5-1. So very, very easy there. Arsenal, 3-1. As it stands, we are going to have Liverpool remaining in the competition, Real Madrid and Barcelona. So ideally, out of those teams, I'd probably want Real Madrid because we can score goals against them. We got Liverpool and beat them 6-2. So we're heading to a final against Real Madrid. The team that I've just said would beat. This is going to get clipped and shipped if I don't deliver. Well, the Champions League final against Real Madrid, and Jadon Sancho is stepping over the set piece into Ethan Nwaneri, into Esposito, and it's 1-0. It's a reverse of the last Champions League final. We go a goal up in 16 minutes, and Jadon Sancho had a big part in that goal, as did Ethan Nwaneri, and it is the English boys that are creating these chances. For Madrid, Mbappe is going to find Elise. He's not going to find Elise. Valerie is going to pick it up into Jadon Sancho. A bit of elegance there from Sancho. He could have done a 1-2 there. Valerie is going to go alone. Maybe find Sancho now. He isn't. Galiscan on the ball. What's he going to do? Play it back into Karashi, into Malik, who is on a booking. We've got to be careful. Inside into Galiscan. Back in to Schlangenberg. Out wide into Hogsberg. Down the right-hand side. Another man on a booking. 71 minutes played. And he's going to strike it. And it's going to be 2. Miramon is going to have a big moment in the game. And if we don't bottle it, we may have completed the challenge. It is the last kick of the game. 93 minutes on the clock. And Jadon Sancho is going to step. Good ball in here, son. Please, a good ball in here. He's going to hit it into Ethan Nwaneri. Is he going to hit it? He's going to go for it, and it goes in. We'll take it. A 3-0 UCL win. Finally done it in season 6, which is actually 2 seasons less than what I thought, and we won the Bundesliga in the same season, which is really, really nice, because we weren't even, that wasn't part of the challenge, but obviously it would be a little bit disappointing not to do it. So that is absolutely perfection in my opinion. What a rebuild. Let's go and see what team I've left you. The starting team consists, I don't think this works still, it doesn't. You've got Leymans, Hogsberg, Malik, Karashi, Valerie, Miramon, Sulatan, Blanco, Sancho, Galiscan, Esposito. You've got great players on the bench as well. You've got Ethan Nwaneri on the bench, 29 and 8. That is not a bench player the last time I checked. The right back's incredible. The left back's incredible. The midfield's incredible. Sancho, player of the video. He has come in and redeemed himself for the last 5 years of his footballing career. He has really, really redeemed himself. And do you know what? If you want to carry it on, it is going to be available right on the Patreon, the tactic, the save file, and also you unlock everything that I post. Tactics, rebuilds, set pieces, the whole shebang. So make sure you go and get involved because it is a really, really good place. Loads of cool perks over there. And as well, we do a big monthly giveaway. This month is £1,500, split between 10 winners. So make sure you go over there, even if it is to try and get a piece of the pie. And yeah, I'll see you boys and girls in the next one. That is going to be Schalke, not only taken from the Bundesliga 2 to the Bundesliga, but to the Bundesliga title and to a UCL title in 6 seasons. Not too shabby on a brand new gamer.